Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TAYLAAndre@thumbprintrealty.com. Good rising, good rising. Hugs, how are you? I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up at about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. It is dark, it is gloomy, it is raining outside. Shango! Yo, let me tell you something real quick. Yo, days like this are meant for you to be in the bed doing not a damn thing. This is a movie day. Regardless if the weekend just passed, the whole city should understand, like, oh, today's an indoor day. I feel like we should be able to, like, as in unison say, today we're staying in the house. I wish we did have more of, like, Portugal, Spain, even, I know that, like, personally, but then even Ethiopia, like, when you go to other countries outside of the United States, rest is real. Rest is not something you just do 30 minutes in the day and that's your lunch break. They actually break, real life break. So from like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., that is their lunch period. Some people go home. Some people, when I was in Ethiopia, we tried to go to the bank and we had to wait 4 hours for the bank to open because the owner and the employees went on break. And people just are sitting in line, chilling, not doing a damn thing, drinking coffee, chewing chat, chilling. I'm like, yo, doesn't everybody have to be at work? Yeah. But they understand they went to the bank. Like, it's a mindset that they went to the bank, so they're going to be gone for the day. And so I think that's dope. But things get done. I talk about Ethiopia a lot because it really was an experience for me that changed the way that I looked at black people, the way that I looked at myself as a black person, the way that I looked at black families, the way that I looked at, black excellence, which really isn't a real thing, but it is. And so I urge people all of the time to go to any country in Africa and just experience life. Good rising, good rising. To see your president black, and then all your elected officials black, and then all of your business owners black, like to just be surrounded in a sea of black people, and you being as chocolate as you are, still being considered light skinned. It is one of the most beautiful things on earth. Thank God I'm in New Jersey and the sun just came out. It's horrible over here. You know what? Look at this. We put the plastic out because it's cold as hell. You see how dark it is out there? It's horrible. And then it was raining down so hard earlier that it sounded like somebody was outside. Hard. Today I had an amazing weekend. How was your weekend? What did you all do for your weekend? How did you enjoy your weekend? How did you spend your weekend? So, Asaria's birthday was on Wednesday, November 18th. My poo, my bubby, she turned 15 years old. And so this weekend, she went out to have dinner with her friends. And so they didn't have dinner because there was 8 of them. Mind you, I want to be clear that 6 of them damn near live in my house. And so it was like everybody knows each other except for this one person who wore a mask the whole time because we don't breathe their energy. And so this is new to us. Please put your mask on. And so they went to Chipotle and had fun, and then had some ice cream, and then the kids that usually be at my house was at my house, and I keep kids. I made spaghetti yesterday, so much damn spaghetti that these kids, well, technically they don't like spaghetti as like long spaghetti. It has to be like ziti or the shells or the bow ties or some other stuff that I don't even know. The one with an F that is weird. Yes, all of those. And so I made so much that they'll be eating for the whole week. So if y'all want a plate, please come get it, because it really is a huge damn bowl. My weekend was dope. I loved life. I didn't get as much closet time, aka meditation time, as I would have liked to, because baby rain ran me rampant. But I finished all the damn laundry that the house had. All of the laundry is done. And then these kids woke up and was like, this is dirty, this is dirty, this is dirty. Yeah. Woosa. Shout out to my moms. Shout out to my engaged fathers. Shout out to the parents. I feel bad for parents. Y'all had the kid all the time. You telling the kids to go outside and play, go outside and have fun, go over there, go to the park, go. And right now they can't do nothing but stay in the damn house. And so I feel bad for the kids because they're dealing with crazy ass parents. But I also feel bad for parents because they dealing with crazy ass kids. And I got to spend time with my cousin this weekend. She was like, Taylor, you remember when we were little, they'd be like, go sit your ass down somewhere. Yo, shut off the damn light. She was like, as an adult, I see why they were crazy. But when you're a kid, you don't understand it. You don't see it. But as an adult, you're like, yo, why these kids always leaving the damn light on? Why did you forget to shut off the water? Like, all of these things, we were crazy. We used to slide down the stairs with blankets. And I'm thinking as a parent now, like, why the hell did you use all the comforters to slide down the dirty ass stairs? Now I gotta wash them. Y'all can't sleep on them. When I think about, like, I didn't think about this until she was like, Taylor, like, we were really crazy. There was something really wrong with us. We thought it was okay. So triple deckers in Boston have back porches. We used to have the clothesline that was like from here to here on there, and we used to swing on it. And on the second floor of a triple decker, we used to swing over the banister. Do you know how many times I could have died? How many times we climbed from the second floor to the third floor? Thinking as a parent, yo, why the hell were we climbing up walls? You know, when you be climbing up all the way to the top to touch the ceiling, for what? I had a reality check. Like, these kids are really kids. All that wrestling that we used to do, all that play fight, all that letter B. These kids are playing blindfold right now. I'm like, yo, the room is this big. How are 4 of you playing blindfold? Yo, parenting is real, and I'm sending all my love to all my parents because you are not going through this alone. You don't want to choke kids by yourself. Like, I think we're all there, and the kids don't want to hear our voice no more. They sick and tired of cleaning up all the time. Why I got to, like, we going through it, all of us. And then it's about to be winter time. It's 4 o'clock at night, and it's dark, not even like sun setting. It's dark at 4 p.m., So I just want to give a shout out to all of everyone's that's actually in the house a good portion of the time. When I'm not here, I am in my office by myself doing work. And so I may not be in the house, but I'm in the house, damn it. Watergate reporter Carl Bernstein lists 21 Republican senators who have privately expressed their extreme contempt for Donald Trump. Why is this important? Because we have a better understanding of who actually supported him, like who just went along for the ride, just to go along for the ride, just to receive all of the benefits that they went ahead and received. Don't believe me? Go do your due diligence when it comes to the companies and corporations that they've invested in, when it comes to their taxes regarding their businesses. Like, these senators are senators for a reason. And I told you, and I joked before, that hell yeah, Tayla Andre is going to be a senator because I serve 2 terms and I get life insurance for me and my family for life. Like, that for life, we have life insurance, health insurance. And I get my paycheck every single year. Like, I get, what is it, like 85% of my paycheck? I'll get that. And if you work all of these hours and do all of, like, it's $189,000 a year, depending on where you're at and whether or not you continually ask for more money. City councilors here in the city of Boston, what are they at? Like 108? They work for this. Like, I see them work. I think the city councilors do more work than any other elected position. I would have to say, as far as like Rachel Rollins is concerned, she be out for the count all the time. Like, she be on go 24 hours a day, get out her bed when a murder happened, be on boots ground, cussing people out. And I say that because we got her booked to be on a show. And so the first interview I did when Rachel was running for DA, like, she just, her energy is different. Go ahead and search the YouTube for Tayla Andre, Rachel Rawlings. That it is on there. She's a beast. I love her. I love her personality. I think there's 2 interviews, actually. I think I interviewed her twice. Once while she was running and once while she was the DA, newly elected DA. But, like, on the state level, they get a whole, 138 days recess. Recess. We on timeout. We come back to work in a couple months. For real. You don't believe me, go do your due diligence. And so it's a nice little comfy job to have. Who wouldn't want to keep it for 20 years, for 30 years? Who want to get rid of that job? And you get to go in and out of state on the state's dime, on taxpayers' dime. You get to look fresh on the taxpayers' dime. You crazy. I'm about to run for state senator. But it is important, going back to the news article. That was a slippery slope, a rabbit hole. My nephew hooked me up with Disney Plus for free. Oh, yes, Disney Plus is the wave. And if you're an adult that used to watch TV as a kid, it's real nostalgic to have a Disney Plus account. It's like, oh, shoot, I remember this show. You feel like a kid all over again, and that's a good place to be. At least you working and teaching Third Eye Knowledge. Yes, Shooter X176. Thank you. It's important for us to understand where these senators stand as far as their mentalities are concerned. And, if they have a deep contempt for Donald Trump and, they want him gone, mind you, we have hundreds of senators, but 21 of them that are Republican means that those are 21 possible people that we can work across the aisle with. I see how difficult it is, the conversations that we had with Michelle Wu, the conversations that we had with Andrea Campo, the conversations that we will be having with Julia Mejia tomorrow, just understanding how city council works as far in collaboration with the mayor, and the lack of collaboration that is actually taking place here in the city of Boston. And then, you multiply that on the federal level where people are siloed into their own state. And really, as Florida, I don't care what's going on in Minnesota or Michigan. And so what's good for my goose and it should be good for your gander, but there is a unification that is not happening. I read this weekend, if you can't tell. I get so amped and pumped when I read and when I listen to audiobooks, is because when you take a look at football games, baseball games, basketball games, the Super Bowl, there are millions of people literally across the globe that are sitting in front of a television, whether it's a delay or not, that have all of this kinetic energy going on. That kinetic energy could create something more than a, yay, we got an effing touchdown. We could actually be doing something with that energy if we all watch the same TV. For instance, the reason why the Apollo, the space shuttle people got a star in Hollywood for their performance of going to the moon, that was the largest syndication of television by viewership, the largest ever. To this day, I don't believe we broke that. And it was an energy that people still describe to this day, that they still can resonate with, that they remember, that it's something that was so strong and so powerful. And it wasn't necessarily just the fact that these people were going into a space shuttle onto the moon, or the tragedy that took place, but more so the energy of everybody being in unison on one accord of this thing that's happening, this accomplishment. Yes, we can do it. And so if you take that same ideology and that same energy and just redirect it to whatever, redirect it to homelessness, redirect it to healing, redirect it to the eradication of COVID-19, towards anything. As a man thinketh, so he is. And if you apply that idea to the millions of people that watch baseball, football, basketball games, why can we not have, I'm thinking of the Michael Jackson, Make It a Better Place for You, that when it was on TV, that was a really powerful moment. When people watch powerful moments, it's something that is remembered forever. It is something that is not remissed. It is something that everyone can say, I was there, that I remember where I was. Who remembers where they were when Tupac died? Everybody who was even a tiptoe into the culture remembers where they are when Tupac died. Keep that same energy when it comes to creating a space for us once a freaking month, even once a year, to be like, we're focusing on, I don't know. I was going to say Earth Day. That's a good idea. That's a great example. And a whole day of Earth Day. There's studies of small groups of hundreds of people and thousands of people that group meditate and have been able to measure the effects of their group meditation based on whatever it is that they were meditating on. And the one that I'm specifically thinking of is violence. So there was a lot of violence going on in the city. They had thousands of people that like prayed around the city in unison, same time. And if I believe it right, like they were holding hands. So maybe not around the city, but in a huge space. And they were able to measure for the 3 weeks passing the numbers decreasing in the violence that was taking place, the peace that was felt over the calm of the community or the city. You know what? I'm going to play some commercials and I'm going to look for this and I'm going to read it to you because this is what life is about for me. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's all about going to work and getting a good job and, getting some benefits and being miserable for the rest of your life. But for me, and that's what choosing to be happy is today's topic. Choose your happiness. What is your joy? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to find what I told you I'm going to find.
Spark FM. Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up. Everybody shout. Everybody shout. Spark FM.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TaylaAndre@thumbprintrealty.com.
Want to give your daughters a fun way to play in a diverse and multicultural way? Fusion dolls were created to empower all girls to love their looks. Many black and brown girls don't have dolls that they're able to culturally or visually relate to. So Fusion Dolls created an experience where our kids can see themselves represented in an exciting and beautiful way. From now to December 25th, if you use the code SPARKFM at checkout, you will get 20% off the purchase price. Each doll comes with one outfit. Other outfits sold separately. Help us promote self-love by purchasing one of these beautiful multicultural dolls today. Go to www.fusiondolls.com for more information.
let me go down the road with a drink in we hand on the avenue. Everybody let me go now.
The Avenue, every Saturday 1 to 4 p.m. with Gary Benton and Big Trini on Spark FM Online.
Go down, let me jump and go down the road. Go down the road, let me go down the road with a drink in we hand on the avenue.
The Avenue.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. So before the break, we were talking about, hey, boo, how you? Palmieri is in the building. Yes, Palmieri is my favorite person in the whole wide world because this is who's going to teach us about stocks and everything we need to know about stocks, and who told me, Taylor, stay away from the options and just work on stocks. And so, Palmieri, I hope you are still here. And I hope you stay here. And can you please use the link and sign up for a time so we can have you on air? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? Cold, fresh air. Okay. God take care of the babies and the fools. Democrat senators are millionaires. Absolutely. Democrat and Republican. Hold on, pause. This isn't just one aisle. Like one side of the aisle are millionaires. All of them are millionaires. They just move their money differently. Take a look at the Republican. Most of them own private-owned prisons. Most of them own some type of stake in oil and like hedge funds. A lot of them are in stocks and hedge funds, and they're millionaires too. So don't take it for just Democrats are millionaires. All these MFs are millionaires. And make me go down that rabbit hole of senators that are millionaires, because Ed Markey and Kennedy are both millionaires here in Massachusetts. And I wouldn't be surprised if Elizabeth Warren wasn't a millionaire too. List of current members of the United States Congress by their wealth. And so, yeah, we're going to go down that rabbit hole real quick. So Senator Kennedy Loftler, she's a Republican out of Georgia. Her net worth is $500 million. She is the wealthiest member of Congress. She looks like she is a gun-toting. She really does. She looked like her name was Kelly. Not Kelly, Kelly. Kelly, Loeffler, Republican out of Georgia. $500 million, the wealthiest senator in the United States Senate. Greg Guy Forte, a Republican from Montana, $135.7 million. He is a House of Representative. Nancy Pelosi is number 3 at $114 million. She's a Democrat House Representative out of California. Michael McCall at 113, Mark Warner at 90, Vern Buchanan at 73. Let's go down. Where's our Massachusetts? Joe Kennedy III, number 18, $18.7 million. Who's another one from Massachusetts? He's the only one from Massachusetts. And all of them are incumbents, meaning that they have held their seats or have held their seats and went up for re-election, like they ain't been kicked out. The only one who is a millionaire who is not an incumbent is a Republican named Rod Blum out of Iowa at $10.2 million. So that's that. You know what we should have looked at? We should have definitely looked at how many Democrats versus Republicans. So let's go back really quickly. Can we do this? No. Oh, yes, it did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of the rank. 15 of the 36 are Democrats. Okay, so I think we proved our point. I'm done there, but I just wanted to go down that rabbit hole so you understood the full capacity of like more millionaires in Congress than there are in their entire state that they're reaping benefits from. In other news, even though we only read one news article the whole time, Oxford announces a COVID-19 vaccine that is up to 90% effective, so they say, and can be stored in a normal refrigerator because remember, Pfizer has to be stored like below freezing. It's like Antarctica type weather, and that's the only way that it can be stored. It can be transported, and nobody has, what's that called? Dry ice to be. No one's spending all that money on dry ice, B. Oxford AstraZeneca has announced its COVID-19 vaccine and says that it's up to 90% effective. The U.S. has a deal with this company for 300 million doses for $1.2 billion. Can I ask a real question? And I mean this, like, I don't mean to be facetious. I just want a real question to be answered. And my question is, why do we need a vaccine for something that has over 80% rate of survival? I believe it's 90. I believe globally it is 90. What is the average rate of, what did I say? The average rate of recovery for COVID-19. The COVID-19 recovery rate is between 97 and 99.75%. Why do we need a vaccine for something that is 97% curable? Like people recover at 97%. So do I understand that 3% of the world is dying? Abso-freaking-lutely. But if we take a look at alcoholism, how many people have killed themselves from alcoholism? When we take a look at like lung cancer because your ass want to smoke cigarettes, how many people are killed globally because of lung cancer? Like when we take a look at these numbers for real, what percent of the globe is dying from other issues that don't have a 97% recovery rate? So this is a real question. I know some people are going to take it to be facetious and, oh my God, what are you saying? We don't need a vaccine. I'm asking, do we need a vaccine when it's a 97%? Like, I think, what is the common cold? Recovery rate for the common cold. I want to see if people die from the common cold. This is like how many common cold review in literature. Viruses associated with the common cold. No, that's not what I want. I want to know how many people die from the common cold. What percent of the world dies from the common cold? This is ridiculous. Has nobody ever asked this question before? Am I asking questions that no, and that was like, I asked the question I was trying to ask. How many die from the common cold? That's it. And there are no answers for me right now. Can somebody please go down that rabbit hole so I can read other news you should know? Who is available to go down that rabbit hole for me and find how many people, oh, damn. How many people have died from the common cold? And whether or not, so the real question is whether or not at 97% recovery rate for COVID-19, what is the recovery rate for the common cold? And whether or not it is equal in the common cold mortality rate, maybe that's the question that I'm asking. What is the mortality rate for the common cold? Nobody has asked this damn question. How is this not a real question? I think I may have found found something. Study reports staggering 1.3% death rate among no, and no. I would like to go down this rabbit hole later on at a later date because I want the answer to that question and whether or not the common cold and COVID-19 have a mortality rate that are similar. Oh, and so actually I read the story about Oxford AstraZeneca as far as like stock purposes are concerned. Do you agree? What's going on, the truth? Paul Mary, how do you feel about Zeneca, Oxford AstraZeneca? Governor Cuomo blasts a synagogue for blatant disregard for the law and pledges to hold rabbis accountable for hosting a 7,000-person wedding in secret and defies the NYC lockdown rules. As the COVID cases surge, a Brooklyn synagogue is to be investigated after hosting a secret wedding with thousands of unmasked guests earlier in the month. I want to know where a synagogue can hold 7,000 people. For real? That's a lot of damn people. Like, who is inviting 7,000 people to a wedding? That's like my entire Instagram with a sprinkle of my Facebook friends list. Like, that's everybody on Instagram for me because I'm only at 7,000. I haven't made it to double digits yet. So go ahead and share this with your friends and tell them to like Tayla Andre on Instagram. Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre. On November 8th, 7,000 people crammed into the temple in Williamsburg. Guests were celebrating the wedding of, I'm not going to pretend to know who he is, but the grandson of Tamar Grand Rabbi Aaron Tittleman. That's probably not the right way to pronounce his name. The video of the wedding shows maskless crowds defying social distancing. They're actually, hold on, like I want you to see this video because it is unbelievable on how many people are actually in this room at one time. Let me share this for you. Do you see this? Do you see all these people? Look at that. That's what 7,000 people look like. What is this hat called? Are there any I want one of these. Is this hat or is this hair? Forgive my ignorance. I'm not trying to be rude. I want this hat. I'm not Jewish, but I do want that hat. That looked like a dope winter hat. This is the place that held 7,000 people. 7,000. Yo, are there any women in here? Because it looked like all of these are men and then the bride. Or I guess there's some women's over here, but these are all men's. We will not comply. We will not comply. Okay. We will not comply. That's their business, right? Until this is a super spreader like what, though? We shall see. We shall see how that ends up. Joe Biden turns to familiar faces for his cabinet. The president-elect will name confidant Tony Blinken as his Secretary of State and longtime Democrat advisor Michael Flournoy as the Secretary of Defense. Michelle Flournoy. She looks like she has shot some people in her life. Like Michelle looked like she will casualty of war a lot of people. She also looks like, what is it? Not casualty of war. Collateral damage. That's what she looks like. She looks like she would collateral damage an entire country for the United States. Absolutely. That was one of the conversations that I do want us to have later on in December about how, because Democrats love war. Republicans love war too, but we always seem to go to war with Republicans and then Democrats kind of clean up the mess. I don't know. For me, it's weird. It's weird. I feel like Republicans are more like, I will give you war if you step in my house, and Democrats are like, we're at war with the world and we have to protect ourselves. I want to see somebody do a TikTok of like how globally society responds to certain situations. You know, the girl who does like, oh, his phone rang and it's 3 a.m. and it's like the heart, the mind, the pum-pum, the conscious, like all that. I would love to see that version of the world when it comes to any and every crisis, because we, as a global society, need help. And I actually did find, didn't I tell you? No, I didn't tell you about, I did find the fact that like we are all one. We are one together, and because we are one together, there is a article that came out, the evidence for consciousness, and this is an FBI, like FBI related document. And so CIA related, I'm sorry. So the CIA declassified in the year 2000 a once classified document titled Evidence of Consciousness Related Anomalies in Random Physical Systems. It was disclosed by the CIA. The paper contained research conducted by Dr. Dean I. Radin and Roger D. Nelson in the late 1980s. The premise of their investigation was to discover the relationship between consciousness and the physical world. The introduction to the paper states that the nature of the relationship between human consciousness and the physical world has intrigued philosophers for millennia. In this century, speculations about mind-body interactions persist, often contributed by physicists in discussions of the measurement problem of quantum mechanics. Virtually all of the founders of the quantum theory and considered this subject in depth, and contemporary physicists continue this tradition. And so what they found was people who went ahead, 669 people gathered in a meditation hall to perform different types of meditation, including transcendental meditation and yogic flying techniques taught by great yogis. The data was collected over 94 hours during a 30-day period where 1,000 bits of random data were collected every 10 seconds. The result, a significant deviation from standard randomness of ones and zeros. Long story short, they were able to find out that we, one together, one consciousness, these 669 people who thought on one accord, were actually altering this entire area on a micro something plane. And so they were able to measure the fact that if we one together sit in a football field, these 7,000 rabbis praying for good luck in marriage, for great sex, longevity of health, and happiness, joy, and wealth. Those 7 rabbis. I think that though that marriage is going to last for millennia, they might see each other in the next life about 100 times over, with 7,000 people praying over them. And so I say all that to say there's actual research out here that goes in depth of what it is that I'm actually trying to say. And I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Spark FM online, everything Tayla Andre, Tayla Andre. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. What y'all think about my commercial? Y'all like it?
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at Tayla Andre at thumbprintrealty.com.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Yes, to the commercial. I'm glad you like it. At the top of the hour, 12 p.m. is when we will get into Motivational Monday, but right now we are talking about the news you should know. And Joe Biden has some dope people in his cabinet, including a black woman. So shout out to the black woman that's currently on the team. Linda Thomas Greenfield is believed to have been chosen as Biden's UN ambassador, the United Nations ambassador. For those who don't know, I have a deep, dark desire to have a black passport. And a black passport means I get to go and come as I please, where I please. And those are only given to UN ambassadors. And so one day before I die, I am going to be a United Nations ambassador simply because I want an unrestricted passport. I want a black passport. That's such a childish reason to want something so huge. But I believe that I could do some amazing work as an ambassador. Angelina Jolie was an ambassador one time for the United Nations. It's just like a peacekeeper. It's just like I want to sit at the table and give my ideas on how to solve some of the solution to the world's problems. And that seems like the table that I should be sitting at anyways. And so they should just give me my black passport now instead of having me work and wait when I'm ready for the challenge now. Y'all need me now. Why we gotta wait? Why I gotta put in time and effort? I don't know. I'm BSing, but I'm so serious at the same time. Planets are going to align over Christmas. Jupiter and Saturn will get closer to each other in Earth's night sky than they have been for nearly 800 years. When I tell you, bend over, I'm here for a reason, it's because I am here for a reason. You are here for a reason. The stars are absolutely aligning. We are in a new planetary alignment. I know you do not understand this if you don't follow the moons and the stars, but the first thing that God made before he even thought about you, before he even thought about the water you drink or the air you breathe, baby, he made the firmament, which are the stars and the moon and the planet and the entire universe, as vast as it is. And as much as we know nothing about the sky for real, I am super excited for this alignment. This 800 years, maybe 800 years ago when I was walking the earth, it happened, and now I'm back and it's happening again. You're welcome. The celestial conjunction will be visible in the night sky on December 21st this year. Jupiter and Saturn have appeared closer in the sky since the summer. Viewers worldwide will be able to see the show, which is really exciting because there are some times that here in the northern state, like in Massachusetts, we're not able to see the moon during some of the supermoons or during, we're not able to see it the way that they see it. Not even just the moon, but some of the planets and some of the asteroids. I know when we were having a huge meteor shower here in in Massachusetts, we couldn't even see it, and it was absolutely beautiful. Do your due diligence and look it up. Don't believe anything that I ever say. The planets will appear in the western sky near the horizon around sunset, which is at 4 p.m. They will not seem to come closer again until March 15, 2080. And so I am absolutely excited for this. And I have noticed that they have been moving closer together. And so I want you guys to get an understanding of what's actually taking place. So here is my screen share so you can see it for yourself. Those that are listening on Spark FM online, you can go to YouTube after the show and rewatch the show. And what are we, 47 minutes in? Go ahead and click it, and you'll be able to see what we'll be able to see on December 21st in the night sky. I am super excited and cannot wait to see it. If I was better in math, I probably would be an astrologer. But I am absolutely horrible in math, and I still like astrology anyways. NASA's Curiosity rover finds evidence of ancient mega flood on Mars 4 billion years ago. Like, how the hell do you even know that, NASA? Like, how, for real? How do you know that? And they're looking to privatize NASA, and if they privatize NASA, like right now, NASA gets all of our money. So all of our taxpaying dollars go to NASA to do all of these things that they want to do in the night sky, telescopes that cost $3 trillion. Like, yo, it's crazy out here as NASA being a quasi-governmental entity. But even though billions and trillions of our dollars go to NASA, I think it's super important to keep NASA a public entity, keeping NASA a part of the United States government. So that way, when they do all of this exploration, you can't leave the American people out. And so if NASA goes private, we then are looking at, yes, we get money back. Somebody's like, we get all our money back. That's just still going to be wasted somewhere else. You're not going to get it back yourself. But we get access to what it is they see. So all of NASA's files, whether some of them might be redacted, but all of NASA's files are public knowledge. And so if you want to sit and watch the damn telescope for 25 hours a day, you have access and the ability to look at what the telescope looks at. And that's why there have been so many people that are like, yo, there is a spaceship orbiting Earth's atmosphere. I took a picture while I was 25 hours watching NASA's TV. And there have been times in the past where something will come across the screen and NASA can't explain it, and so the entire system will shut down. So even though you watching NASA watching NASA, and they making sure that you don't see everything. Don't believe me, go read. But they claim that there was a mega flood on Mars 4 billion years ago, but you can't even tell me who built the pyramids, and we can't even rebuild them today, but that's another story. Raising the possibility that life once existed on the red planet. We don't know what exists. If we take a look at the animals here on this planet, and I say this all the time because it's so funny to me, a giraffe. Look at a giraffe. If I would have told you that there's an animal whose neck is 8 feet long, you'd be like, yo, that's really dumb. That don't even sound like a real thing, a real animal. If I tell you that there is an animal that can pick up 10 times its weight, you'd be like, that, how? How? And it ain't got no muscles at all. That's really impossible. A damn bumblebee. Technically, a bumblebee is not supposed to fly. It's fattish with little ass wings. Like, bumblebees are not supposed to fly. When you take a look at the life that we have on this planet, that scary ass fish. You remember in Nemo, you're just like, oh, the pretty light, the pretty light, the pretty light. Ah! That's a real freaking fish in the deep sea. And that light lures in kittens, and then it eats it. So if we take a look at the damn crazy ass species that we have on Earth, you think for 5 seconds we have fish that live and swim in water, that can come out of water and breathe air. Like, you think for 5 seconds that these animals don't vastly exist in abundance outside of the limited scope that we have able to see? No? I think the movie that really did it for me was the one with Matt Damon. Matt Damon movies. No, not was it The Martian? Yeah, it might have been The Martian, because that thing was like freaking 3 hours long, but it doesn't look like The Martian. It was another one when like time continue. He got mad movies that is 3 hours long. because I think, Elysium was another one, as far as like us needing NASA to be NASA, a quasi-governmental agency and not a private entity. Elysium is a prime example of that. That's the one where the drones would like come and find you if you snitched or something, and they would like do health screenings right there in front of your face. And it was extremely totalitarian, and it was weird because all of the wealthy people lived in space in what looked like the moon, lived in a space ship right above our atmosphere, and they had like clean air, they had freedom, they had real food, and people on Earth were suffering. Interstellar? Was it Interstellar? I think it was Interstellar, and his daughter ended up finding out how to bring him home, or found him, and he was like doing Morse code in her bedroom. I think it was Interstellar. Yep, with John Lithgow. Absolutely. It was a dope movie. If you haven't seen Interstellar, it is like nerve-wracking, and it really makes you think like how huge our atmosphere, our universe, like how vast our universe truly, truly is. So the movie is Interstellar. It is with Matt Damon and John Lithgow and Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. And so it was a really great movie, and it's scary. It is. It's really scary to think that we have not tapped into 0.1% of the potential that we actually can as humans. And if you take a look at, like, remember Jesus, you can do all these things that I can do. And so if you, like, just take a look at the Bible for what it is and not for the controlling entity that religion tries to have you pay attention to, there are some amazing parables and messages in the Bible, in the Quran, in what's the Bida Giva? It's like 17 different books that say the same thing in somebody's, in a different voice. So it's like all of us, right? All of us are here. We have Chanel Remy, my boo. What's going on, boo? We got Chanel Remy. We got Shooter X176. We got The Truth. We got Tayla Andre. And all of us are here trying to fit, like, it annoys me because we could be doing so much more. We could be doing so much more. LA reports 300 homicides for the first time in a decade as cops blame the coronavirus lockdown and cuts to the police. The last time the Los Angeles police had 300 homicides in a year was in 2009, when there were 312 killings in the city. There has been a 32% increase this year, while in 2019 there was 253 killings and 260 killings in 2008. After a brief letdown of killings, part due to lockdown associated with COVID-19, and homicides and shootings began to rise again and spike this summer. Cops say the lockdown have left many people unemployed, depressed, and desperate. $150 million budget cut for LAPD to begin reducing its ranks of sworn officers by several hundreds. Listen, in all honesty, if you want to, like, I'm just talking ish. I don't know the numbers, but I truly believe if you guys stop buying tanks, and we know for a fact that California has purchased tanks, they have flamethrowers. Like, why the hell do you need all of these things from the United States government? And so when things in war are no longer necessary, or like it's just a downgrade, if you go ahead and you lease the 2021 Acura MDX, yes, that is the car that I truly want, aside from my Tesla. And so if I go ahead and lease the 2021 MDX, or even the 2020, if I lease the 2020 MDX and it's the same body style of the MDX that I currently have, and then there's a switch in 2021, I'm like, yo, you can have this old one. I want that new one. And so that old one then goes to the LAPD and the Boston police, because I think we didn't get a tank. We didn't purchase, did Massachusetts? I think it was Boston that purchased the damn tank from the United States government. Boston police purchased tank from government. Boston police spent more than $200,000 on military style equipment during the first 5 months of this year, and that was June 23rd of 2020. And I'm not even talking about this because I'm thinking about an article that I read like 4 years ago. So the Boston Police Department spent $200,000 to arm officers with military-style equipment, including sniper rifles during the first 5 months of 2020, and finalized some purchases at demonstrators as demonstrators took to the streets to protest the killing of black men across the freaking globe. Like, it's not even just Minnesota. So Boston City Councilor Michelle Wu made this information public, made the documents public a day before the council to debate the police department's $441 million budget, which critics say should be cut in favor for more generous spending for social programs. From weapons used from SWAT teams 10 years ago is what they had. They were like, we want new ones. We want new ones. But I'm trying to, this isn't till the tank, because we had a damn tank rolling the streets, but I don't know if that was the FBI tank or if that was the CIA tank or if that was the Boston tank when we had that little boy that did the Boston bombing. But we definitely had tanks in the damn streets, if y'all remember that. But California is not the only one. Many states get the hand-me-downs of former government military-style weapons. And so with that being said, I don't think that $150 million cut to their budget, and their budget is huge though, because I know that sounds like a lot, but it's not in comparison to how their budget was like damn near $1 billion. And so that $150 million is a lot of money. But to $1 billion, is if y'all scale back on your weaponry and focus more on, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not in the mood because we have 2 minutes before we have Motivational Monday. In 48 hours in New York City, a gunman killed a woman. Police were called to Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy on Sunday. At least 7 shot, with a woman who was 20 years old killed as cops hunt for more than one gunman. On Saturday afternoon, a man was shot dead in a robbery in Harlem Projects. Earlier on Saturday, a man was pushed onto the tracks in a subway in Brooklyn. The 29 managed to scramble to safety and was unharmed. But there was another person that the same man shoved onto the tracks 3 days later, but this woman did not live. And so, I never, like, even when I was little taking a train, I never wanted to stand nowhere near that yellow line. I will sit my ass down on a bench until the train comes, and when that MF stops, that's when I will get up. I never felt safe with all these crazy ass people rolling the earth, standing next to the damn thing at any point in time. Somebody could have pushed you in. I know that's crazy, like I know that's another set of thinking, but I was never okay with that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it is Motivational Monday. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you being here with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to come see me. Make sure you share with your friends and tell them to come see me, and like everything Tayla Andre, Tayla Andre. Tell me if y'all like my commercial. You like my commercial or nah. Make sure you get your health insurance, and the fusion dolls are dope. She is so dope. It's a black woman who makes these fusion dolls, and she has been all over the city doing all types of like events and pop-up shops, and the dolls are like actual quality work. It's crazy that that's even a thought that we have when we think about our community, but that's real life. That's absolutely real life. The dolls are truly quality made. The clothes are amazing. I love the hairstyles. I love the outfits, and your daughters will, nieces, cousins will too. Check them out. Fusion Dolls.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Says she wanna take me away. Says she wanna take me away.
Said she wanna show me the way, yeah.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up. Spark FM.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TaylaAndre@thumbprintrealty.com.
Want to give your daughters a fun way to play in a diverse and multicultural way? Fusion dolls were created to empower all girls to love their looks. Many black and brown girls don't have dolls that they're able to culturally or visually relate to. So Fusion Dolls created an experience where our kids can see themselves represented in an exciting and beautiful way. From now to December 25th, if you use the code SPARKFM at checkout, you will get 20% off the purchase price. Each doll comes with one outfit. Other outfits sold separately. Help us promote self-love by purchasing one of these beautiful multicultural dolls today. Go to www.fusiondolls.com for more information.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. It's about teaching you, baby. Like today, I had a moment. So it's Motivational Monday. We're talking about choosing to be happy. And today I was in the closet meditating and had a moment of like, what am I doing as a parent? And like, I felt like a failure for a minute because my children are in school and I'm listening to them be in their Zoom class and they're talking about like American literature and just nonsensical nonsense and history from the victor's point of view. And it just really pissed me off that I am allowing them to consider this education and have been extremely lax in mom's homework. And so I am one of those moms where you gonna do this work. You're going to do this homework, but you're going to do my work as well. And throughout the years, I would have to say, like, ever since I got pregnant with baby Rain, so for the last 2.5 years, they have been extremely lax in doing any of mom's homework. And so today I reinstated the fact that y'all going to do this homework and y'all going to have this understanding of something else. Like, you're not just going to go to school and take that as truth and then figure out why you're not prepared for life later on when you graduate. And so today I gave them books, and when I tell you they itched and complaining, oh my God, Mom, and why would you do this? I'm already overworked. I'm so stressed out. And I'm like, yo, you sit here and literally watch 8 episodes of The Office back to back. Who are you talking to? You've watched an entire season of New Girl in a weekend. I mean, the entire full-length version of New Girl in a weekend. Don't talk to me about you don't have time, because you do. You are choosing your time. And I was getting really upset and I was getting really mad because Anari and Asari think they could bully me. They think they could team up on me. And a lot of times I just let it slide and I let it get away. Like, yeah, whatever. But it'll be like Asari will make a point and then Anari will reinforce the point with another stronger point, and then Asari will reinforce that point with another stronger point, and I just don't feel like arguing. Like I've reached a level of adultness where I ain't arguing with kids. Just go on and do whatever the hell it is you trying to bother me to do. Just do it. Just go. Bye. And most of the time they win. But on this one, I had to put my foot on their freaking necks and have them understand, like, this is, no. I want this book done by Monday. Y'all have Thursday, Friday. Actually, y'all have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's literally 100 pages in the book, and both of y'all read 60 pages an hour. Don't talk to me about this nonsense. Read the book. We'll have family discussion after you guys swap after you read. Thank you. And it was just like, fine. But I had to get back to it. Choose a choice. I had to choose and make a choice, and that was the choice where I put my foot down. But sometimes in life, we do not put our foot down when it comes to the choices that we fail to make regarding anything. So for Motivational Monday today, like choosing to be happy. But before we talk about the choice of choosing to be happy, I want to talk about like choices in general. We have choices regardless of what it is that you choose to do. That is your choice. So if you choose to work 100 hours a day and then wonder why you don't have time freedom, like you made the choice to utilize your time in this way. And so there have been times in the past where I have been like, what's it called? Like, I can't think of the word right now, but there have been times in the past where people are like, yo, it's not fair that you have, like, I've traveled a lot this year. We went to Birmingham, Alabama, and we drove to Birmingham, Alabama. And so when the coronavirus really hit, I did not want to sit in the house by myself. I wanted to sit in the house with people that I actually wanted to sit in the house with. So I went to Birmingham, Alabama, and I sat in the house with my sister. I sat in the house with my auntie, and I sat in the house with my grandmother. And me and my kids spent time with the family, and we quarantined with each other. And so that was a choice that I made, but I was able to do this virtual work thing, but that was a choice that I made. Anybody else could have done the same. If that's what you like, when I go to the beach, people want to be mad that I go to the beach. I can work in the car, take a break, go to the beach, come back, work in the car, especially with remote learning. Makes life so much easier. It's about the choices that you make. How many times you choose to scroll through your phone and to look at social media than to make the choice to spend time with your kids, to have a meaningful conversation with the children? How many times do you choose to spend time, writing and texting back to people that have apps that bring no joy to your life, that bring no happiness to your life, but you sit here and choose to answer the phone to people that you don't want to talk to, people that you know are going to frustrate you, people you know that are going to annoy you, and you choose to answer the phone. So at some level, at some point, you like this. Like, for instance, Anari has a project that's due, and the project is due, I believe, in 2 days, but this project has been on the books for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. And so he's all stressed out and he's so annoyed this morning. And oh my God, Mom, and oh my God, like I have all this stress. And I'm like, Anari, you're a senior this year. I'm not new to this. Like you can't fool me. I'm not new to this. Like you wait for the last minute every single time. You like being stressed out. He was like, you know what? You're right. Because I'm not going to get it done unless it's like on a tight crunch. So he works well under pressure. And so for him, it's like he needs that pressure to refine some diamonds. He was like, Mommy, you remember that time that I had a 0 in class and brought my grade up to a C+? He was like, I really do. Like, I like to shine. I like to be the underdog. I like to prove people wrong when they say, oh, you're going to fail, you're going to fail, you're going to fail. And he's like, oh, let me knock out this work real quick and bring you this C. Because Anari ain't even gunning for an A. He don't no, he don't care about no A. You know why? It's because I taught them early that the grades don't necessarily matter. It's how they end up finishing in life and whatever it is that they want to do. Now, Asaria has to kind of go down the school path because of what she wants to do. She wants to be a therapist and she wants to be a licensed psychologist. And so in order for her to do that, she has to follow the letter by the law as far as, go to school, get a good job, and get some benefits. That's what she chooses to do, and I support her choice. Anari is completely different. That's not what he wants to do, but I do understand, like, who he is, and I choose to accept who he is. Everything is a choice, baby. Every single thing every day is a choice, and we are not utilizing our choices correctly, and then we get mad at other people, and then we get mad at systems, and then we get mad at institutions, and then, we seldomly get mad at ourselves because we're not the problem. I investigated myself and found I did nothing wrong. We're not really looking at the faults and where we failed. We see how everybody else messed up, screwed up, and made us happy and made us sad and didn't give us what we needed, but we don't sit here and understand that the key to being happy is knowing that you have the power to choose what to accept and what to let go of. I didn't make that up. It's actually from Dudinsky. You have to make a choice. Do you choose to be happy when you wake up? Do you choose that you're going to be pissed when you wake up? I made a choice that at some point today, the sun is going to come out. The sun is going to come. I'm going to be able to have my son be kissed sometime today. I don't know when, but I am going to be sun kissed because that's how I woke up, and I chose to, take on this day, even though I woke up and it still looked like nighttime. Happiness is a choice, not a result. There is not, you can't just sit back and wait for, and this is what we do as people, as human beings. Like, we sit back and we're like, I'm going to wait until baby Rain is 2 before I decide to be happy because he keeps breastfeeding. I'm going to stop breastfeeding him at 2. Girl, let me tell you, no, that's not the way it works. I had to choose to be happy while I had a whole human that walks and talks sucking on the city. I had to choose that I was going to have peace and happiness during this time. I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to get peace as soon as I stopped breastfeeding. He still molests me, still want to touch on titties, still want to lick on nipples. He's a breastfed baby. He still wants what he wants. I'm going to be happy when Anari and Asaria leave the house and I don't have to clean up their mess behind them. The truth of the matter is I'm going to be miserable. I'm absolutely annoyed with the fact that these kids see my kitchen sink clean, not a damn fork, nothing, clean, bleached down, spick and span, you could eat out of it, and all of a sudden they want to fill it up every single freaking time. They don't want to clean the damn dishes. But instead of stressing myself out, I'm like, well, y'all know what y'all got to do, right? Handle that. I'm not stressing myself out. Yo, I got a friend. If you're watching, friend, I love you, but I got to expose you. I got a friend who is stressed, literally real tears. Why would you do this to me? You making me look crazy. You make my house look dirty because one of the daughters likes to put a plastic bag on the back of the door and use it as a trash bag. So I come over and Tayla, tell her to stop putting trash bags. Got my house looking ghetto. Got me looking like, who does that? Who does that? And I was like, hey, yo, your mother doesn't want you to put a trash bag on the back of the door for trash, but you can't ask me to have a conversation with this child when I do the same thing. So I'm a hood rat. And she was just like, that's what hood rats do. I was like, yo, I'm a hood rat. I'm a hood rat. I'm ghetto AF. I put trash bags on the back of the door. It's the easiest place to put it. And then when it's finished, tie it up, throw it in the trash. Hey, yes, I'm a hood rat. I'm ghetto. Don't ask me to talk to this baby. You really mad. You frustrated. You just did 10 hours at work to come home and yell about a trash bag? Yo, that's what you're choosing right now? That's your choice? Is that your choice? No. I don't, no explanation needed. Is that your choice? You're choosing to be mad over a trash bag. Yes. Does the trash bag end up in the trash, or does it stay there and the whole house stinks? Or, there's food in it. It's nasty. There's flies. It's mold. Oh, it makes it in the trash. Oh, so you're choosing to be mad over something that does not affect you other than the psychological aspect of it looking like a hood rat when nobody's even in your house because we're in Corona times. Choice, baby. Choices. Choices that we make. Are you choosing to be mad over these things? And I just want you, like, substitute that for anything. Substitute it for everything. Substitute it for whatever you want to add in there. Is this the choice that you're making? Especially if you just went to work. You just come home from work. You just finished a long day. This is what you're choosing to spend your energy on? Yo, Asaria ain't did laundry in 2 weeks. Like, for real. She got like 4 baskets of clean clothes and refuses to put any of them away. And Asaria's freaking, the size of Asaria's room is like a jail cell. Like her room is mad tiny. So to have additional baskets in there of just clean clothes sitting takes up more space than it should be taking up. That's not my business. That is not my business. It's in her room. I don't care. Close the door. I don't have to look at it. Period. The same thing with the damn rabbits in Anari's room. Those rabbits are so nasty. They are disgusting. Anari and Asaria picked out the biggest rabbits on freaking earth. They got giant Fleming rabbits. Those things get bigger than a damn dog. That's not my problem. Just yo, close the door. I don't want to see them. I don't want no hay, no food, no nothing. Keep that over there. And if I choose to come in here, I have to make the choice to shut the hell up and not complain because I came in the room that I tell you to close the door because I don't care what's going on in here. Y'all just keep my kitchen clean, keep my living room clean, keep my dining room clean, and don't touch nothing in my room, and we're good. You could do whatever you want, and as far as those bathrooms are concerned, y'all gonna have to rotate it. I'll clean it, and then you clean it, and then I could, like, that's not gonna happen. And so, like, choices, these are choices, and the reason why I use, like, chores with kids is because that's, like, as parents, the number one thing that we truly do stress out about. And that is reminding me that we need to take a break, because I need reminders. I will talk off 2 hours straight, if y'all know me for real. And so, shout out to all of the people who have commercials, including Tayla Andre. Ooh, 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 ooh. And shout out to Clarity the Avenue promo. And then we will be back to talk more about your choices and whether or not you are making right choices in your life when you're over here deciding to be mad about things that you have absolutely no control over, or things to be mad over that do not affect you in any way, shape, or form. Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Spark FM online, everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre.com.
Spark FM.
Medication. Your medication makes me high.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
She like the way that with a drink you be on the avenue. Everybody let me go now.
The Avenue. Every Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m. With Gary Banton and Big Trini. On Spark FM Online.
Go down, let me jump and go down the road. Go down the road, let me go down the road. With a drink you be on the avenue.
The Avenue.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to So walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TaylaAndre@thumbprintrealty.com.
Want to give your daughters a fun way to play in a diverse and multicultural way? Fusion dolls were created to empower all girls to love their looks. Many black and brown girls don't have dolls that they're able to culturally or visually relate to. So Fusion Dolls created an experience where our kids can see themselves represented in an exciting and beautiful way. From now to December 25th, if you use the code SparkFM at checkout, you will get 20% off the purchase price. Each doll comes with one outfit. Other outfits sold separately. Help us promote self-love by purchasing one of these beautiful multicultural dolls today. Go to www.fusiondolls.com for more information.
Spark FM online. I am Tayla Andre. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to keep going in? Y'all ready for this conversation about the choices that we make? About doing the wrong thing, choosing the wrong thing, and expecting everything to be okay? Thinking that, oh, everything's going to be better. I'll be happy when. I'll be satisfied when. Choose to be happy now. It is the same idea of, like, give me my flowers while I'm still living. Like, I don't want flowers on my grave. How the hell am I going to enjoy flowers on my grave? Don't put flowers on an altar for me. Well, actually, yes, I'm lying. I do want flowers on the altar after I die. If you put me on the ofrenda, if you don't put me on the ofrenda, then, you know, I believe in Ariana Saria will. But I really don't want flowers on my altar. I don't want flowers on my grave. Technically, I'm not even going to have a grave. I'm going to have a tree, and my tree is going to produce flowers. So, with that being said, like, give me my flowers, give me my respect, give me my love, give me my hug, give me my affection. Don't talk about me when I'm dead. Oh, Tayla this and Tayla that. Talk about me when I'm alive. Like, all that love that you have for me when I'm gone, have that love for me while I'm alive. And just like you're choosing to, you know, not take me for granted while I'm here with a pulse, I also don't want you to take for granted that you're here with a pulse and that you have life to live. And the fact that you're even breathing is a miracle. I know it's a miracle for me to be alive. I know it's a miracle for me to be breathing as many times as I could have been killed, as many times as I could have died, as many times as I put myself in positions that were questionable. Oh my God, as a little kid, from 15 to damn near 30, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. From 15 to 30, 15 years of bad decisions. I could have been dead a bunch of freaking times. But I'm here, and I understand that it is absolutely a miracle for me to still be here. Like, and choosing to be happy with my, like, oh, I'm going to be happy when I lose weight. I'm going to be happy when these eyebrows get done. I'm going to be happy when these nails get fixed. I'm going to be, no. I'm choosing to be happy because I have breath in my lungs. I have a sound mind. I have a sound mind. I have a sound mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Whew. What's the boy named Stephen Hopkins? That man couldn't even piss by himself. He couldn't scratch his balls if he wanted to. But that brain, and now I don't mean head. I'm not meaning oral sex. I mean his actual brain, his thoughts, his, like, what he was able to create, problems he was able to solve. I have a sound mind. I have 2 feet that work and legs that move and a spine that twists, and, like, I'm good. And regardless of any time I fall or any time I trip or any time I go down the wrong path or any time I do the wrong thing, at any point in time, I can I can start all over again. So there was a lot that happened in 2020 that, you know, from the people that we lost due to murder, due to like homicide, all the people that we lost due to COVID-19, the businesses that were lost due to COVID-19, like we have been able to take all of this negativity and turn it into a positive. We've been able to take all of this insanity and turn it into something greater. We've been able to take all of this bad and make it into something good. And so as long as you have breath in your lungs and a sound mind, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You just have to make the choice of whether or not you're going to do it. And we be so upset for little things and so worried about tiny things and things that don't even matter. That we don't choose to be happy. We choose misery every time. Every time. And I'm talking to myself. Y'all know this is therapy session for Tayla talking to Tayla, right? And y'all just here for the ride. So when it comes to like, I have to talk myself through this every single day, at least 15 times a day when it comes to Baby Rain. Like, oh my God, why do you have to touch everything that you're not supposed to touch? Like, how are you so smart? How do you know how to climb on stuff that you're not supposed to even know how to like configure, transform into something else? Why? And then I have to remind myself, like, Tayla, why are you mad that he's intelligent? Why are you mad because he's a problem solver? Why are you mad because he's innovative? Oh no, that's a snooze. Clear. Why are you mad that he thinks outside the box? Why, like, all of these skills that he's portraying now at 2 years old are going to make his life easy as a youth and as an adult. So instead of being mad and angry and upset that you got to clean up a little ass mess, be ecstatic that this boy has everything he needs to succeed in life. What annoys me about Anari, the things that Anari does, and I want to choke the hell out of him. He is me. He is set up. He's built different. He thinks differently. The frustration of his teachers calling my phone and the annoyance. If you ask my kids what your mother say about school, in unison, don't make them people call my phone. I don't make them people send me do not do anything that's going to make them folks call my phone. There's a little bit more to that, but they know. They know what it is. But being mad, like, I really had to learn when he was a sophomore. Freshman, I stressed myself out. Sophomore, I stressed myself out. It wasn't until he was part of a program in sophomore year and they raved about his intelligence. Like, I already knew he was intelligent, but it wasn't until there was like a confirmation of an outside source that were like, yo, your son is dope. Yo, he's so dope. And it wasn't until I saw, like, outside of these soft skills that you get from institutions, like, he has the hard skills that he needs for success in life. And so being mad about this D or being mad about this F that he gonna have to redo, being mad about these things that do not play a role in who he is as a human. Like, I was stressing myself out for and stressing him out for trying to put him in a box of being somebody he was not. Are good grades necessary? Yes, if that's where you trying to go in life. But to thy own self be true. Understanding your children, who they are, and the path that they will lead is something completely different. And so do I condone Anari failing all of his classes? Let me be clear. No, I do not. But do I also understand the institution of education and how it was not built nor designed nor programmed properly for success of any or all intelligent children, but meant for children to fit inside this box? They have all of these little squares and circles and triangles and rectangles and stars, and we're like, nah, it need to be this. It need to be 4 by 4 by 4 by 4, and that's what we measure success on. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're successful, or you're smart, or you're intelligent, because this standard way of thinking from freaking 70 years ago. And so I chose to be happy and not stress myself out about his grades and allow him to walk the path that he is meant to walk while also leading and guiding him onto the right steps. Sometimes we choose not to be happy because like we want other people to like us. We choose discomfort within ourselves to make other people comfortable. That is so huge. That is so huge. We choose discomfort within ourselves. Let's say, for instance, I've been over here pressuring Anari and pressuring Anari and pressuring Anari, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Mommy, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to make you happy. I'm going to do for you what you want me to do." And a lot of, like, if you're a Caribbean American anything, you probably you fall into this box. Maybe it aligns with your soul purpose, maybe it does not, but you have fell into the box of your parents telling you what you need to do and how you need to grow up and what you need to go to school for and who you need to marry and who you need to be with and who you can and cannot date. And you have fit into this little box for your parents, and you fit into this little box for your family, you fit into this little box for your friends, you fit into this little box for society, and you are effing miserable on the inside. You can choose to be happy. You can start over. You can, like, it is okay for you to be like, listen, who you thought I was is not who I truly am. I don't know who I am. I am lost AF. I have no clue what I want, who I want, what I want in life, where I want to go in life, but I am okay with understanding that who I was is not who I want to be. And you don't have to apologize if you don't want to. You can choose not to apologize for people who are never going to understand you in the first place. This message ain't for everybody. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm not here. Like, these are real life. These are real life. There are people right now stuck in marriages that are effing miserable because they don't believe in divorce. But you believe in unhappiness. You believe in discomfort. You believe, like, and that's where you think dis-ease comes from. Where do you think illness comes from? Where do you think, ailments come from? They come from internally you not being like, Lord, what book was I reading? I'm going to have to go down that rabbit hole another day. But there was a book that I was reading that was just like, when it came to heart attack is not necessarily just the foods that you eat, but it's also necessarily like the things that you think and how you conduct yourself and the way that you move and like how you stress yourself out. And like migraines, certain type of migraines have absolutely nothing to do with like you not drinking enough water or having enough food, but like how much you are actually stressing yourself out about this thing that you have no control over, but you're constantly thinking about it. Sometimes when you have like stomach issues or when you have back problems or when like a lot of diseases scientifically come from the way that you think and treat yourself and talk to yourself. So there's this book that my mentor has me reading called The Things You Say When You Talk to Yourself. And I'm reading it and y'all know me, I'm listening to it. And while listening to it, I'm realizing like there's a lot of things in the past, like stressing myself out about certain things, and then at the end of the day, like I have this bleeding effing headache, but I ate food and I drank water and I did what I was supposed to do, but I have this throbbing headache, but I'm not stressed. There's something wrong with me. But then you sit there and you do that shadow work, and it's like, what's really bothering you? And you look in the mirror and you tell the truth to yourself. Whoo! You want to talk about hurt feelings? Do some shadow work in a mirror. Choose that. Choose shadow work in the mirror. What is shadow work? Shadow work is when you are having a conversation with yourself. I had a conversation with myself and found that we are not crazy. When you have a conversation with yourself, preferably for me in the mirror, and just really, I think when you're beginning shadow work, it's best for you to look in the mirror so you can look yourself in the eye when you lie to yourself and be like, all right, let's go back and tell the truth. It's different when you're like, oh yeah, so I really don't like him at all, versus like, I really don't like, damn it. I can't even look myself in the eye and tell that lie. So it's really like in the beginning, so I don't have to look in the mirror now. Sometimes I do because it's fun, but in the beginning, looking in the mirror and asking yourself the really hard question, like whatever it is, like, do I like this job? Nah, chick, you like the benefits, and the dude at the reception desk got some good penis, and you don't want to leave that penis because you know that Shaniqua gonna sit on it later. Like, yo, when you start doing real shadow work and asking yourself real hard questions, there's things that come out that you're like, yo, I can't. I can't with myself. This is ridiculous. This is real life, isn't it? Do I really want to go to school? Nah, your parents done pressured you so much that you think you need a PhD. You don't want no PhD. You don't care about nobody calling you doctor. You just want to live your life. Actually, you don't even want to live in the same state as your parents. You want to live across the world. You want to go live in a whole nother country away from your parents because they were toxic AF. Damn. You're right. Like, it's when you start doing shadow work and start really revealing your true feelings, and it's like unfiltered, unadulterated. Nobody is around you. You ain't showing off for the gram. You ain't showing off for your spouse. You're not, Spirit knows the truth. You know the truth. If you really lying and you looking in the mirror, the only person you lying to is you. And there's a lot of motherfuckers out here lying to themselves about relationships, lying to themselves about, I want kids. No, you don't. You want to make this person you're in a relationship with happy. You don't want no damn kids ever. Nah. We can get a dog. We can get one of Taylor's big ass rabbits. But once you start doing that shadow work, like for me, that's where my happiness really came in. When I started asking myself some real hard questions, and not just asking the questions, but following through. Because how many times have you had a conversation with somebody and you ask them for advice and they give you the soundest advice, or they give you some wag-ass advice, but they give you advice and you don't take it? How many times you ask a mentor, you ask an elder, you ask somebody you respect a question, and they give you the damn blueprint, step-by-step guide on how to do this thing you asked about, and you still ain't listening. You just, you like being in the rotation of whatever problem it is that you're currently in, and so that's the rabbit hole you continue to go down over and over and over again. But is that truly what you want for you in your entire life, for your whole existence? And now it's time for a break. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with this time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Spark FM Online. I absolutely love everything we do here at Spark. We are so dope. Woman-owned, Black woman-owned. Check us out, sparkfmonline.com. I am Tayla Andre, waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre.com. And when we come back, we're going to continue about you and your choices when it comes to choosing happiness or continuously trying to fit into the box and making you effing miserable.
Spark FM.
I was addicted to the dark side. Somewhere inside my childhood when it's my heart died. And even though we both can't.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
I mean, I stop love how they can them flex. The hand close and make a next can fix. Me no stop love how they.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling.
Spark FM.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Tayla makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Tayla is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TaylaAndre@thumbprintrealty.com.
Things may seem a little bit different now, but your health remains a priority. With the Massachusetts Health Connector, you can stay happy and healthy. Whether you're employed or have recently lost your job, you have options to stay insured. Visit mahealthconnector.org to compare health insurance plans and choose the one that's right for you and your family. Open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Visit mahealthconnector.org or call 1-877-MA-ENROLL. That's 1-877-MA-ENROLL.
You are enjoying the miracle of radio.
Radio. New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. We are talking about a choice. It is your choice to make yourself happy. It is your choice to, give yourself the fulfillment that you do not think for 5 seconds that anybody else can give you the happiness that you cannot give yourself. If you cannot give yourself peace, if you cannot give yourself joy, if you cannot give yourself happiness, there is no way on earth that anybody else can give to you what you fail to give to yourself. And so the number one thing that I urge you to do today is a little bit of shadow work. You can practice with a mirror, you can practice without a mirror, but start asking yourself hard questions and ask yourself the hard questions that you avoid asking yourself on a regular basis. Some of the questions that maybe your parents ask you or your kids ask you and you avoid and shut them up because you have superiority complex, and that means every single time I tell you something about me giving my kids freedom and choice and everything else, you cringe and like, no, you the parent. I am the parent, but I also understand that I am a soul and they are souls. And Anari's soul came here for a purpose, and Asaria's soul came here for a purpose, and Rain's soul came here for a purpose, and they chose me to be their guider on this earth for their purpose. And so the way that I parent is allowing their soul to explore whatever it is that he or she, the androgynous soul that it may be, has to explore in order for it to be and live its fullest potential. And so what I will not do, and I can't even say that it happened to me, but it happens to many others, is for people's souls to be suppressed, for them to be, as a child, limited in what they can believe that they can achieve, limited in what it is that they can actually do or be or have or accomplish, limited in the beliefs because this is how we've always done it and this is how our family operates. And so if you don't operate the way we operate, that makes you different and there's something wrong with you. And people fall into that trap and believe it and walk this earth not being and living their full potential because their parents done told them some nonsense that they got fed as a child. And so we perpetuated dumbness by not allowing whole people, motivational Monday through Freaky Friday, the entire person as a whole, to be a whole human. Happiness is a choice that we make. You wake up and say, oh, I can't believe it's so cold. Or you can say, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to try a new sweater. No one can be consistently positive, but why not make the choice that makes you feel better rather than the one that drags you down? And that's by Miranda Kerr. And that's exactly what I decided to do today when I said, I understand that it is dark and gloomy as hell outside, but I am going to manifest the sun kissing my face at least one moment of today. And little, believe it or not, it looks like the sun is trying to peek out, but it's going to wait for me for another 20 minutes until I get upstairs and able to look through the windows. You have to choose that choice. And at the end of the day, if the sun does not appear, then I believed all day long that the sun was kissing my face even through the clouds. Period. That is the choice that I choose to make, and you have to do the same. You have to make a choice. Are you going to be miserable, or are you going to be happy? Are you going to be content, or are you going to let every little thing affect you? Are you going to be mad after 8 hours of work over a trash bag? Are you going to be mad when there's dishes in the sink? You're going to be mad when laundry's not done? You're going to be mad when freaking kids don't do their homework and the school has to contact you? Or are you going to understand that Just like you need a timeout, these kids need a timeout, and they slacked off on their pimping, and you just have to jumpstart them into, what it is that they actually like and allow them to follow their soul path, whatever that means for you all. I do understand to some families what I am saying is completely foreign, completely unorthodox, and is not going to be followed over here, especially if you're a Liberian parent, a Nigerian parent, any African parent is like, no. You're going to be a doctor, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to marry a doctor, and you're going to come back home and buy a compound. You are going to be a nurse. You are going to be a nurse. You're going to be a nurse. You are going to school. Like, you don't have to fall down that trap if you don't want to. You don't have to work for the number one corporation in the world your whole life. Not if you don't want to. Fund your happiness, baby. Carry a smile. Just smile. Like, how do you, Taylor, I want to be happy. I'm sick of being miserable. How do I be happy? Choose happiness. Choose happiness. When you are pissed off, when you're angry, when you're yelling, ask yourself, is it worth it? Marcella, I want to give a huge shout out to Marcella. I know she is not listening and she will probably never watch this, but Marcella is really dope when it comes to stuff like that, because Marcella's life is absolutely crazy. It is, Marcella's life is literally a TV drama, literally, because Anari explained this TV drama, and I was just like, why are you talking about Marcella? Like, why are you telling people Marcella's business? And he was like, Mommy, I'm talking about a TV show. I was like, yo, he was like, I didn't even think about it like that. But it, literally, her life is a TV freaking drama, and Marcella has the biggest smile on her face every single time, all the time, regardless of what's going on, and she got real life problems out here in these streets. And so that is, that means nothing. That is like a choice that she decides. Like, she carries a smile regardless of what's going on with real problems, just regardless of what's going on as far as finances is concerned, real effing problems. Not damn, that's your only problem, that's your only issue. No, damn, that's your problem. And she chooses to be grateful. She chooses to be happy. She chooses to living in the moment, living in the moment, living in the moment, living in the moment. That literally came from us. She was like, let's go for a walk. It's this was this was last summer, because Baby Rain wasn't walking and he was in backpack, and we walked from Roxbury all the way to Boston Commons and back for no reason at all but to live in the moment. She came over, she was like, let's go for a walk. For what? Why not? And I just thought it was amazing. It was definitely a memory. And if I say living in the moment, my kids in unison are going to be living in the moment. You guys remember that walk? Didn't we get ice cream? Oh, didn't we stop at a memory that you created that will live on forever versus, we stayed in the house and watched. What was that movie that we watched again? I don't remember because we didn't even finish it. Type situation. You have to choose. Those are choices, and counting your blessings. Just like I was saying earlier, so Baby Rain doesn't yet know how to pray, but he does thank God for waking me up. Thank you for my mommy. Thank you for my daddy. Thank you for my breath. And I don't even know if he know what the hell he's saying, but he says it because I want him to understand, you're grateful. Be grateful at the fact that you could walk, that you could talk, that you have a sound mind. I want you to be grateful that you have both your parents still alive. I want you to be grateful that your parents give to you and nurture you and make sure you're good. I want you to be happy. I count your freaking blessings. You have air in your lungs. You have a sound mind. You have a body. Even if you don't have a vehicle, you could still get on a bus, right? You could still go travel the world if you wanted to. You could ride a bike everywhere. The ability that you have, what my grandma say? An able body and a sound mind. How you doing? I got an able body and a sound mind. Well, Nana, what does that mean? It means I have an able body and a sound mind, and that's all I need in order for me to do, create, have whatever it is that I want to do, create, have, period. We might be living in a food desert, but you have the choice of what you decide to eat, what you decide to consume. speaking daily affirmations into your life. You guys remember Jessica's affirmations? If you don't have your own affirmations, choose this little girl's affirmations. I'm trying to find it so I can play it for you. I love my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my style.
I can be a shark. Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my moms. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my pajamas. I like my stuff. I like my rooms. I like my whole house. My whole house is great.
I can do everything good.
Yeah. I can do anything good. Better
Than anyone, better than anyone. Yo, and that's the type of mentality that we have to have when we wake up. Don't think for 5 seconds that you're going to wake up and everything's just going to be good because you woke up. Everything is good because you chose it was going to be good. Everything is okay because you affirmed that it was going to be okay. Wake up and have those affirmations. Today is going to be an amazing day regardless of what happens, regardless of what comes through. I am going to get it done. I am going to have fun. I'm going to connect with people. I'm gonna, like, whatever it is that you want, set that intention and make it happen. For crying out loud, I just set my intentions for the sun to come out. Who wakes up, says, you know what? I'm going to manifest the sun coming from out of the clouds to sun kiss me. I think I'm over here controlling the weather so I can get the sun, and you can't even think to control your own day? To control your own self? I want to control the universe. I believe you have the power to control yourself. Wake up on your terms. Most of us have alarm clocks that have programmed us to wake up at this set time. But if you go ahead, and it doesn't mean that you have to lose control. It doesn't, like, wake up on your terms. What do you want to accomplish when you wake up? What do you want to do when you wake up? How do you want your day to unfold? I was waking up at a certain time, and it was at the same time that Baby Rain would wake up. And so my closet time, my meditation time would be cut in half because he comes and meditates with me. And so what I decided is to roll back the alarm clock a little bit so I can then have my own time. And he's starting to reprogram himself to wake up. He gives me about 20 minutes before he comes and joins. But, you know, I'm going to have to roll that back again so I can have a little bit of more me time, making sure it is on my terms. I have a really difficult time with holding back complaints. I am the queen of complaints. I will complain about everything. My kids hate going out to eat with me because, like, when I'm at home, I cook. And when I cook. Now, I might throw some stuff together, but when I cook, yes, I cook. And I'm a sauce person, so I like extra sauces. When I give my order, I tell you exactly what it is that I want. And it's not a good thing because I might as well just take my ass home and cook it for myself because they're still not going to make it the way that I want them to make it. But I complain. I don't just complain for Tayla Andre. I complain because I look at it from different perspectives and from different lenses and how this thing could have, like, for instance, okay. So today I called to make an appointment for the eye doctors for the children and I, because we all need new glasses. And so while I'm making an appointment for the children and I for these new glasses, I find out that the hours are from 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. I have extreme flexibility as far as Tayla Andre is concerned. We start the show at 11 a.m. And I get to work whenever I want to work, how I choose to work. And so no one tells me, dictates what time I do anything. And so with that freedom, I can go at 8:30 or I can go at 4 p.m. It does not matter to me. But what about the parents that work until 5 p.m.? What about the children that have school from 7 a.m. to 3:30? They need 30 minutes to even get to where they're going, let alone having to be there at 4 to do this thing that they have to do, and the facility is closed. Like, what about all of these other parents? Like, when I complain, I'm not complaining because it means me nothing. It means nothing to me. But after speaking to the director, because I was like, yo, have the director call me. The director called me and explained that if certain people need certain, time extensions or circumstances or things need to be changed in order to help the family. And my main question is, do you let families know that there is an option that caters to their needs? It don't make me know, never mind, but it should be fair and balanced for others. And so I am working on complaining on behalf of other people, but I'm really good at it. Like, I'm really, really, really good at it. If you ever need anything charged back to your card, call me. I'm joking, but I'm so serious at the same time. And so that is something that I am working on, but I choose to be happy while making the complaint. We've come to the top of the hour. You got to choose your happiness, baby. At the end of the day, you're going to either be miserable or you're going to be happy, and it's nobody else's decisions, actions, thoughts, or opinions that make these deciding factors, but you and your choices. So are you choosing to be happy or are you choosing to be miserable? And do not take into account what other people are doing, because that's not your business. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day. I am Tayla Andre. Please share me with your friends. I like to be passed around. No, I don't. Like the button, subscribe the button, share the button. Rewatch or the replay is on YouTube. So share with your friends. Get the link. Make sure you follow Spark FM online everywhere. And anything Tayla Andre is Tayla Andre. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have an amazing day. Y'all, listen to the commercial. Tell me if you like it. And if you do, woo, woo. And if you don't, let's redo it.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
She wanna take me away.